It's Week 8 of the 2027 season, and all eyes are on Jameson Williams. He had a standout game 1 week ago with 3 touchdown catches. It's the Commanders and the Saints next on Madden NFL 23.
From a city that has hosted 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Washington Commanders and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start. I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there in every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play.
Let's go, y'all!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Gibbs. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll set up a throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
They go play action here on 1st down. And his throw here is incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now back to throw. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. He's got it to the 43 here. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Gibbs. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Gibbs. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. He was creeping up toward 200 yards, thought he was going to get there, didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
On 2nd and 7, Mahomes. That throw taken in by Jameson Williams. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Mahomes going to throw. Running the slant, and he finds Mitchell. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. Jukes by again. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Well, not that he needs another milestone, CD, but he just surpassed 19,000 rushing yards in his career. And
all I'm seeing right now are pass grades flashing through my head, their accomplishments, what they did on the field, and he's broken their records. I see LaDainian Tomlinson. I see Emmitt Smith. I see Barry Sanders. And this guy now is the all-time rusher.
Touchdown! Kyle Pitts, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Commanders are on the board first here this afternoon.
The defense is going to have to start doing something different because this guy's absolutely carving them up, especially down here in the red zone. He's been one of the top receiving tight ends here in the first half of the season.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This taken in at the goal line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 56 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Pollard again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Take him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's 3rd.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd.
They'll drop to throw. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And dropped at the 35, but able to display some strength on the run.
Jamin Davis on the tackle. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up
On 2nd down, it's Gibbs. And a short gain down to about the 33. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Tyler Bass on for the field goal. A 50-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
From the 27, Mahomes. It's caught on the right side. Williams. Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got a man. Complete. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. Mahomes to throw once more. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Kyle Pitts with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
The previous play is under review.
At issue here, does the football make contact with the ground before he secured it? And I think some of these angles are going to give us a pretty good look.
Secured is the important part because the ball can touch the ground, but it can't be loose when it does. So that's what they're going to have to try and figure out.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
They'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Here's Logan Cook now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Taylor.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
Commanders 14, Saints 3.
Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on second and inches.
Again, it's Taylor.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Taylor is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now, because he was unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
Washington on 3rd down.
A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Now this time Mahomes will throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
A throw left side taken in by Kmet.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And he'll find Pittman.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On first down, Gibbs, and he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Taken down at the 43-yard line.
2nd and 5. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. From the 16, Mahomes.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now here's Mahomes. Got his man. It's Williams. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
Defense.
So a potential big play by this defense, wiped out by the face mask.
And disappointing because it was so unnecessary. They had the sack. But the officials are definitely keeping a close eye on the quarterback, especially the referee. They were able to spot that one immediately.
Mahomes now to throw.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. On the handoff, Taylor.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Taylor.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There's no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't call.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Intercepted by the Commanders.
Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. Touchdown, Washington. Jamison Williams. 28 yards. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
That's good for a Saints. First down.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Gibbs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Intercepted by Washington.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. From the 38, Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And on that one with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. He's got it, and it's a 27-10 score now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here is Washington now to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give for Taylor running right side.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. He's got his man on the crossing route. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 42. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A beautiful fake. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. So that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Malik Hooker. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to deal with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it. But he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Mahomes' throw going into the hands of Williams. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And again, it's Mahomes. Finding Williams once more, complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit. And that's where this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and 12, Mahomes. And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Mahomes.
This will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Brings up a third down and 10 yards to go.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Of note, that last throw right there, putting him over 3,000 yards passing now for the year.
And when you start running the numbers in your head and realize that we're not halfway done with the season yet, you think to yourself, could this be a 6,000-yard season? That's definitely on the table.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. To throw on 2nd and 6. Mahomes.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. They'll set up a throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a give here to Pollard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
picked off by Lewis Cine.
He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now left side on the swing pass.
Still 9 remaining on second down.
They'll look to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
They'll run left with Pollard.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Pollard, the ball carrier. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 42-yard line.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 3.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at about the 14. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Here we go on the next drive for Washington.
They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And what I remember most about being in those situations is exactly what you're talking about. You almost have that sense of satisfaction. You're like, we're doing really well. I remember one time someone saying, winning's fun, but so is playing really well. Why would we want to do otherwise? That was the message, to keep the intensity up, to keep things going, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from this team.
Yeah, it's helped them extend their lead. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 11 now, Mahomes. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd.
They'll get this off to Taylor.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Jonathan Taylor with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Commanders, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in week